This is Linda from Lilybug's Library. I just thought I'd do a little bit of what's going on in November. Sorry it took me a few days to get back to you. Had a bit of a pain flare up, so just kind of waiting for that to settle down to a reasonable level. So today it's nonfiction November still, and I'm trying. Is it a DNF month or a five-star month? A bit of both. So I've been working on the nonfiction part, but I had to throw a few cozies in there too. I can't just do all nonfiction. So the one that I did try to read was called Perplexing Paradoxes by George Shapiro. It sounded really good. A lot of, I thought they would be kind of interesting and quirky, and they were, but it was just the fact that the writer really expanded on each one, and a little too much for me. It was a little too sciencey, a little too wordy. So I kind of, my brain didn't quite go there and I kind of faded out. So if you really like those sort of things and you like to know, where different words come from, where different ideas come from, when you want the whole science behind it and, the social aspect of it and all of that, then this is the book for you. But it was a little too much for my brain, so I DNF'd it. So right now I'm working on Ballad of a Sober Man, so that one is a work in progress, as well as the Making It So one with from Patrick Stewart of Star Trek fame. So those are both going well. Now in between, I did read a few cozies. So I started out with Truth Kills, which I also ended up DNFing. It's the first, I think it's the first, in the Angelina Bonaparte mystery, and that's the first thing the character tells you is that it's not Bonaparte, it's Bonaparte. So, but, and she's a PI, and if you like the sort of character that she is, I think you'll really like this mystery. But she's very snarky and very kind of in your face, and I could deal with a little snark, but she's a little too snarky for me. How many times can I say the word snarky? But she was just a little bit more of an over-of-the-top character than what I would, than what I care for. So DNF that one. The next one also DNF'd, but this one I got about 60% through, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. It was The Ghost of Marlowe House, and this the writer has many, many of these, so obviously I'm probably in the minority as far as not caring for it, because somebody must. She's seems to be enjoying a lot of traction with these books. So it was the first in the Haunting of Danielle series, and the premise of it's good. Danielle ends up inheriting this house from her aunt, I believe, or great aunt. And so she moves in there. She's trying to get it all kind of sorted out. She wants to have a bed and breakfast there. Her friend Lily comes along with her. And it turns out that that this whole place is haunted by the gentleman who used to live there 90 years ago. And so she can see him and communicate with him. Lily doesn't know he exists. So part of what bothered me about it, I guess, is she's supposed to be best friends with Lily, and yet she hasn't let Lily in on any of this. Like I said, I was 60% through when I put it up, and it's like, I don't know, if she's your best friend, you should be able to trust her enough to tell her this stuff, even if you think she wouldn't believe you. But that was part of it, and then it really started to drag. I kind of like cozies that are a little more quick moving. This one just seemed to kind of go on, and I feel like it was taking them forever to get to the point. So anyway, DNF that one. So the next ones had much better luck with. So the first one was Murder at the Mayfair Hotel, and it's the first in the Cassandra Fox series. And it was a 5-star read. I loved it. It's Cassandra ends up going to live with her mother's sister and her family. Her parents have had passed away years before, and she lived with her grandmother for quite some time. But then once her grandmother passed away, she really had no other family. So they have taken her in, asked her to come live with them, and they live at this Mayfair hotel. They own it. So she moves in there, and then someone is murdered, and she's not used to being the idle rich. So she's not used to, going shopping and going out to the theater and doing all these things. So, and she really, yeah, really doesn't care to at this point. So she ends up getting involved with this mystery and with this murder and talking to the staff and kind of trying to solve it. So I thought the characters were really great, very well rounded. It's a different sort of cozy because it all takes place for the most part in this hotel. So really, the hotel is like the small town, and so I thought that was done really well. It still makes you have that kind of cozy feel to it, even though it's not like a town. So really enjoyed it, and am looking forward to reading more of Cassandra Fox. Like I can't wait to see kind of what happens to her next. And the other one that I read was called Almost Famous, and yes, that's famous, not famous. And it's terrific. Again, 5 stars. And I would definitely read more of these as well. Now, this one is a novella, so it's shorter than her normal stories, but it kind of starts off this vampire series that she's doing. And what makes it great, I mean, I like vampire things anyway, but what makes this one particularly good is that the main character is disabled. So she has some chronic pain issues. She spends some time with a mobility scooter, and other times she'll, stand up with her cane. But she's, zipping around this music festival, and someone has been killed, and she's trying to help solve that. And and just, it's got again some quirky little aspects to it that I like. Instead of saying instead of swearing, she would say things like, "Oh, fangs," It's like it just, makes me laugh every time it happens. So I like those sort of things, and I like the fact that she's very honest in the story about, like she was on this mobility scooter for quite a while, going around to different places, and how she starts to say that, like, her hips and her legs are hurting, and all of these things. And as someone who deals with that, I thought she did a great job as far as the reality of it. And so it's been a really good book, and like I said, I can't wait to read more from her. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars for that one. And if you like vampires, if you like main characters who have some kind of a disability, all great things. And I really think that you'd enjoy it. So that was that one, and I think that's it for now. Still have a few to get through, but of course we're early in November, so I'm sure I'll get to them, as well as a few more cozies. I expect my Kindle is, I'm sure, going to explode at some point. I've got so many things on it, so I'm looking forward to getting to all of them. Oh, I did have a few books I was going to show you, so give me a second. Okay, so these are some that I've just kind of picked up along the way. Didn't really, not really a book haul exactly, didn't really plan it, but still, that's what I got. So I've been interested in reading the next one in the Noodle Shop Mysteries, and I haven't got back to it, but I am interested in getting back to it. So I picked up The Dim Sum of All Fears, which is the next one. So I'm going to read that. I have a Neil Gaiman book. It's actually a middle grade book, but I was interested to see how he did middle grade. So it's called M is for Magic, and so it's actually full of short stories that are suitable for middle grade. Although he's a little intense, so how suitable for middle grade? We'll see. And then picked up a couple of Nora Roberts books, Book of Dreams, which look pretty good. And I guess it's got two stories in it, one called Charmed, I think, and one called Enchanted. And then this one, which is called Chasing Passion. And I think this one has two stories too, Falling for Rachel and Convincing Alex. Or maybe they're part of the same story. I don't know yet, but we'll find out. And then this one, I had heard someone talk about it on YouTube. I can't remember who it was that I heard talk about it. Might have been Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm, but couldn't say for sure. Anyway, this one is called Getting Old is the Best Revenge by Rita Lacken. And interested in that, it's, I guess they call them senior sleuths. And I'll read you a little bit off the back of this one. It says, never trust anyone under 75. That's the motto of the Gladdy Gold Detective Agency. Don't laugh. Having solved a case of serial murder, Gladdy and her eccentric neighbors are building their reputation between canasta games and pool exercises, hunting down everything from lost pocketbooks to missing octogenarians. And when a jealous woman sets them after her wayward husband and a flasher strikes their retirement complex, two seemingly unrelated cases collide with a third, a series of dastardly murders targeting Florida's wealthiest wives. But when the girls win tickets for a luxury bingo cruise, they hit the jackpot because this ship is carrying not only Florida's fiercest bingo competitors, but also a killer, and it's up to Gladdy and her friends to stop him before one of them becomes his next victim. So yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. And it says Gladdy Gold is a treasure. Miss Marple is Yiddish. Miss Marple in Yiddish, salty, sassy, and sunny. So we'll see what she's like. So yeah, looking forward to those. And so that's it from me. And I hope that you have a great day and that you can find a cozy 5-star read and not a DNF. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.